welcome to my channel. This is going to be probably the first official video of my channel. I've been trying to start this channel for 5 months now, and what better way to start than while you're in quarantine when you have nothing to do. And don't get me wrong, I do have a lot of stuff that I can do for school, but like it's not stuff that's gonna keep me busy all day long for a week, 2 weeks, who knows how long this is gonna take. And second off, I want to say please guys, be careful with this virus out there. Please stay in, take your state and that nation's like leaders warning very seriously. You, trust me, like don't want to get that virus. So we've been staying in. Even my school, like I'm a graduate student, and so my school had at first like started saying, oh well, only grad students are allowed. And today they actually sent us a message. Today's March 18th, and they actually sent us a message saying no one's allowed. And so as the situation's getting serious, I think we should all take precautions to and stay inside so that everybody else can be as safe and like healthy as possible. And for those people who have the coronavirus, let's all like just pray for them so that they can get a speedy recovery. For those who have lost their lives to the coronavirus, let's pray for their families. And like I just want to make sure that everybody knows that this virus is super dangerous. It's not like the flu like we all were expecting. So with that little announcement said, I really wanted to start my channel. And this channel is, I'm not sure what it's going to be about yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to be about lifestyle and like school videos once school restarts, and maybe travel. I actually took a couple videos of me traveling a couple months ago, and so maybe I'll edit those and post them while I have time. So this video is super random, but I've always wanted to do one of these videos, and it's baby names I love. I'm not pregnant, I don't have kids, but I've seen one YouTuber, she's like amazing and I love her. Her name's SJ Strums, and I love when she does Baby Name Mondays, and so I wanted to see if I could do some Baby Name Mondays. And I think we all have different types of baby names that we love, and so I think this is gonna be a great way to see how that goes. Today's baby names are biblical baby names, and I'm very new to this. I don't remember baby names, I just know the ones that I love, but I don't remember what they mean. So I have my handy dandy notebook with me. How many of you guys remember that from Blue's Clues? Handy dandy notebook with me, and it has all of my all the names for the biblical as well as their meanings. So if I look down while I'm talking, that's why. So I'm gonna do the top 9 Christian or biblical baby names. So there's 4 females, 4 males, and one that can pass as both. The first one is, for the female, is, well, these are not in particular order. These names just stood out to me a lot. The first one is Seraphina. Seraphina. Serafina. There's so many different spellings for this as well, so you can, but they all mean the same thing. So you can have so many different variations of just this name alone. You can do PH instead of an F, you can do an E instead of an I. It all depends on how you like it. So it's of Latin origin, and it means angel or seraphim. And how many of us wouldn't want an angel for a baby, right? I don't know, it just rolls off my tongue so beautifully. Seraphina. It's in Christian ideology. It's an angel associated with the highest order, and it's also associated with purity, light, and passion. And that just altogether sounds such a beautiful meaning for a name. Over the past 5 years, I'd say it has gained a couple of some popularity, and still is considered one of the like lesser used baby names. So if you guys are looking for a very original, not really original, but like very unused baby names, I think Seraphina would be a really good baby name for that. It actually has made it up to the top 10 list once in its whole existence. Next is my male number one, and that is Eleazar. And I feel like this name can be said so many different ways that I'm not even sure if I say it correctly. Eleazar. And I feel like we've already heard that name a couple of times. I'm 24, and so I was in that teenage years where Twilight was super, super, super popular, and so that's why I associate Eleazar with Twilight for some reason. But hey, actually after Twilight, that name ended up going up in rankings a little bit, but just like Seraphina, it only stayed to the top 10 once in its whole entire existence. And Eleazar means God has helped. It's of Hebrew origin. It can also mean being practical, being witty, and being daring. And so I feel like those are very like good meanings for a baby name. I also think that like anything biblical sounds good for a baby name because they have such good meanings. But that's just my personal opinion. The next baby name is Delilah. Delilah. When I think of this name, the first thing that pops into my mind is Hey There Delilah by Plain White T's, I think that's who it was. Yeah. Hey there Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I can't sing, sorry about that, but that's the song that comes to mind as soon as I hear of the name Delilah. But this name is actually of Hebrew origin, and it means delicate or weakened. And while most people don't want to name their kids like weakened, like it's still a pretty like flowy, nice name. And so in the Old Testament of the Bible, Delilah was Samson's lover, and she betrayed him by cutting off his hair. And so because she cut off his hair, which is where he got all his powers from, he lost his power. I don't know how I feel about that story or how that name is related to the story, but I really think Delilah is such an amazing name. It also means delight, so hey, if you don't want it to mean weekend, you can also get it to mean delight. My second name, I actually have this name on my baby list anytime I end up getting pregnant in the near future, or really in the future. Asher is such a pretty name, and I wouldn't mind naming a boy that. Asher is Jacob's 8th son in the book of Genesis, and it means happy or blessed. Like, how amazing would it be to have a son whose name literally means happy? And if he's as happy as his name is, like, that'd just be the perfect baby, personally. Fun fact though, this name can also be used for females, which I never thought about. So you can also use Asher as a female. The next baby name is a female, and so I'll be going back and forth. And this one is Esther. Esther. What do you guys think about Esther? I know it's very old-timey, but I feel like most of these names are very old. But I absolutely love old names. That's one of my favorites. Old names, biblical names, and French names. Maybe I'll do those next. We'll see. So Esther is of Persian origin, actually, and it means star or myrtle leaf. And so in the Bible, Esther is the Persian king's wife, and she risked herself to save the exiled people. How brave is that? Like, to risk your own life to save others. So I think Esther is such a good name to use in general. Fun fact, it is also, in case if you guys do know who this is Esther is one of the names for Ewan McGregor's daughter. Celebrity status. Especially if you have the name McGregor. Next is Gabriel. Now, I'm sure a bunch of you guys have heard of the three angels, Gabriel, Raphael, and Michael, the three archangels. Gabriel himself means God is my strength, and he was actually the messenger, like God's messenger. Guys, we just, like a couple months ago, we got a new puppy. So he's like 5 months, and when he potties in the house, which we're still potty training him, when he potties in the house, you can smell it throughout the whole house. And so he just did that, and I'm gonna have to clean that up soon. Yay. Let's continue. Gabriel. He's the archangel who's God's messenger, and he actually was the one who gave the news of Jesus' birth. So this name is actually really, really popular, but I don't think anybody knows why. Now, the next one is actually, when I was looking at it, so rare that every time I would try to look at it, sometimes the site would crash. That was kind of concerning, but oh well. There's a specific site that I have been using to try and find names where like their popularities are in the world, and that site just kept on saying, sorry, we're experiencing a problem, and then anytime I would put a different name on it, it'd be completely fine. So this name has never been in any top list by much, as far as I can tell. But this name can be used for either male or female, which I thought was interesting because this name, Eliada, it sounds feminine, but actually it's very masculine. It means God is knowing in Hebrew, and it's the first son of David, was also named Eliada, but also a mighty warrior in the tribe of Benjamin was also named Eliada. And so they've all been males in the Bible that have had that name, but it sounds more feminine in my opinion. But hey, that means it's a 2-for-1, right? At least in my opinion. So you can definitely use it for either a male or female name. Let me know what you think about that name. Next one is Dory. Yeah, like from Finding Dory and Finding Nemo. When I saw this, I automatically clicked on it because I was like, Dory? Like, Dory does not sound like a name that you'd find in the Bible. All the biblical names are so like rare. Spellings are rare, everything's rare. But Dory, well, the spelling is a little bit rare, but the name itself is very well known. It means gift or generation, and it can also mean, in the non-biblical sense, communicative, I think I said that right, and exciting. So yeah, Dory. My last name on this list is Dathan. Yeah, you heard that. Dathan. So instead of Daniel or Nathan, you get Dathan. And so that makes it super unique. And while it's unique, people have actually like used that name before. I've never heard of anyone named Dathan. I don't know anyone named Dathan. I know Nathans, I know Daniels, but I don't know Dathans. And so that's pretty cool. It means faith and law. So it's also, that name is found in the Bible. So Dathan. I don't know about you, but that's a very unique name in my personal opinion, because I've never heard of it. Let me know if you've ever heard of that name. Actually, let me know if you ever heard anybody named anything on this list, because that'd be amazing. So there are a couple of names that I wanted to just list out there that you guys can look into, that I obviously love, but just didn't have time to go through everything, you know? So for the guys' names, I have a list of 6 that I think you guys might like, and they are Raphael, which I absolutely love. Eli, also love, like the book of Eli. Love Eli. Ezekiel. You could nickname him Zeke, maybe. Ezra. I picked that name because of Pretty Little Liars, no offense. But Ezra is such a cool name, I think. Abraham. Enough said, right? And James. For the girls, I have 3 more, and these are very well known. And that's Sarah. I know a bunch of Sarahs, so Sarah. Rachel. I have a cousin named Rachel, aunt named Rachel. Like, I know a lot of Rachels. And then Elizabeth. Also know a couple of Elizabeths. You can name them Liz or Ellie or Beth. There's so many different like variations that you can do with that name. But those names are some of the common names and names that I can find a lot of meanings to. So I didn't want to include this as part of like the main part of the video, but I definitely wanted to give a shout out to those names because I think they're so cool and I love those names in and of themselves. But yeah, I really hope you guys liked this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe. I'm gonna hopefully be filming more in the near future, maybe tomorrow, if I find more names that I want to do. But I think right now is a good time for me to start the channel, like I said in the beginning. But yeah, I hope to see you guys around. Bye.